Hey everybody, so today is Tuesday's vibe. So if you go back and watch the video for the vibe of the week, you'll see a prelude to a little glimpse of what the week looks like. And then Tuesday, so yesterday was flow, kind of going with the flow and rhythms, like life has ups and downs. And then today had a nice increase of energy and some blooming. So you got Ariara. So on my, what I'm seeing is a huge view of me. And when I go to edit the videos, it's only giving me a portion. So just work through me. When I'm saying Lakshmi, I can see her whole face. And then when I'm doing the final video, she's cut off. So, you know, tech is not my first language. Okay, don't believe every crappy thought you think. Thoughts can be sneaking, lying bastards. So this is about getting out of your head and blooming. And we saw the whole week being about, you know, tomorrow will be some changes. We'll talk about tomorrow later. But so Tuesday was all about the energies of, you know, learning to catch those thoughts, learning to catch yourself going into old patterns, learning to catch yourself in these old spaces. So let us get into it. So today is the 9th, so May 9th, and this is the energy for today. What is the energy for today? May 9th. And you can like and subscribe. If you subscribe, it's free. I just talked to an old friend and said, subscribe to my channel. He's like, I have to pay? So no, it's free to subscribe and like and share. And if you click on the little bell icon, you'll get notified when I'm doing these videos and also when I'm doing my lives, which will be soon. I'm about to walk my dogs, but I needed to get this video out, so I'm a little rustic right now. It is really hot already in the south, so I am trying to beat the heat, which we didn't today. So that means early morning or later in the day walks. Okay, lots of moon energy. So this is for everybody. So it's just the energy of the day. So like, you know, people might be like, wow, everybody's so tired today. Like, what's going on today? Like full moon energy, like all that kind of stuff. So it's just the energy of today and how to make it the best you can make it. Okay. We already got one of this, so we'll keep that. Let's see what we got in this one. And then if you do want to give love donations or whatever, you can. There's a Venmo and some other things down below, and I'll be adding some other places, and we'll be starting some memberships. So it'll be all good. Hope everyone's having a good day. We are having that crazy, I don't mind it being a little cooler in the south, but we just went from cooler to warm, and it gets really hot here fast. Okay. Any more? Yes. Okay. Got a lot more cards than yesterday. Yesterday I did yesterday's video. Okay, so we're looking at Don't Believe Everything You Think, Giraffe, Visionary, Raven, Shaman. I love bees. Not really bees because they always bite me here. But bees, Community. Okay, your love cards. I Like You. We'll go into that. Love. A great love week for sure. These also swear meditation, aka shut the F up for a few minutes. Lots of people say they don't know how to meditate. You are no longer allowed to be one of those. Shut up and take a few minutes, see what happens. Yep, that's what the Buddha did, and then do some more of that. Okay, love, like people aren't total a-holes. Of course, you've been hurt. People can be stupid, selfish, destructive, F nuts. But choosing to live life with dukes up, waiting for the a-hole in everyone to come out, insulates you from the the brilliance of people. You'll be a force to be reckoned with if you love people with the tenderness and ferocity of someone who's digging the gold in everybody. Like digging, like I dig you. Rise above the F-headedness. We're all F-heads in our own way. The trick to winning at life is developing the ability to identify our own flavor of F-headness and then rise above it. What's one thing you can start doing differently and better today? You beautiful F-head, you. Okay, these are other cards that swear. Take an effing trip. Go see some crap, do some things, talk to some people cooler than you. That's always good. Don't effing force it. Allow that crap to come to you. Okay, the moons, got 3 of them. I'm open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. I seek truth and act upon my realizations. I accept that here now is exactly where I am, and it's a place of profound learning. And then your crystals today that will help you: agate, which is such a huge variety of agates, and most crystals, if you can't identify them, I swear it's usually like an agate. That's stability, moldavite, open-mindedness, and garnet, bravery. Okay, so let me just take a second. Okay, so you have a couple of themes going on. Everybody has a couple of themes going on today. So it's getting out of your own head, right? And the first one being blooming, right? So we're trying to live a new way. So getting out of your own head, trying something new, paying attention to where your mind is, paying attention to what are the things that are coming up in your mind. So there's an exercise you can do when you wake up in the morning. So you may wake up and you're like, it's such a pretty morning and whatever. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh no, that bill's coming in, or this one is that, or I hear construction next door, and what are my neighbors doing now? Or the traffic's going to be crazy going to work. And they say to write, and the days I do this, I do feel better. So they say to write for 20 minutes, set a timer. I always ask Alexa to do most of my timers. So set a timer and just write everything out for 20 minutes that's in your head. So good, bad, ugly, any questions, any fears, any anxieties, things from yesterday that are coming back up, things that just don't need to be there. And then it clears out all that space for you to be able to, just see what comes in. When we're overthinking, so our third eye and our, frontal cortex here, frontal lobe is, where we overthink. So you get that stress headache, you get that overthinking right here, but that's also our third eye, and chakras. That's the third eye, that's our intuition. So you can't have this and that. So it has to be one or the other. So something is filling that space. So is it a space that's calm and easy, that these thoughts and inspirations can come into you? You might be praying for all these things or manifesting these things, and you're like, I'm not seeing anything, because that space is where you're going to get the inspiration to make these changes, take those first steps, get you those little signs, paying attention to the signs that get you in the right position, in the right places. And it might just be an urge, right? An urge to go to the beach, an urge to take this trip, an urge to take a class. And then you meet some really great people, or you meet, a nice romance, because there is some love going on today. So, you can't have this and that. So it's the whole idea of you're in a plane and you can't land yet because the runway is too crowded. So, your runway is crowded when you are overthinking. That space is too busy. So clear the runway and let those planes land, right? So it's the easiest way to explain it. So agates to me are always really a great reminder. So it's stability, which I think this is true. I do agree with this. And it's about, agates are always good for grounding. It's for just being part of the earth. The earth is really grounding. There's a whole thing called earthing. I bought some of the mats and they do really work. And just walking with bare feet for 20 minutes on the earth is supposed to give all these positive ions to you. Also, camping is why camping is so relaxing. I'm not the best camper, I'll be honest, but why they say camping, they literally can do these scientific tests with somebody who's camped and laid on the ground and someone who hasn't, and or before and after of the person, and seeing a huge difference in their relaxation and their mind and their, just all the stuff, because you're getting all of that natural energy from the earth. And even though we're abusing the earth, the earth is still really good to us. So doing something like that can help. They talked about meditation, getting out of your own head, maybe taking a day trip, go somewhere. The last few places I've lived, and anywhere I've lived, even if I've lived in the same, I grew up in Massachusetts, so every place I've lived around Massachusetts, I went around the areas, I learned about the community, and I do that everywhere I live. And even though this isn't my forever home, I still am like, okay, what part of the South haven't I gotten to know, and what part of the South, just kind of exploring and having fun. So maybe even taking an hour and going to a different place for lunch or trying something new. Okay, so garnets are all about love. So it's giving, and it's funny because they're next to the love cards. So love starts with you, right? So also, what was the one? So if you love people with the tenderness and ferocity of someone who's digging the gold in everybody. So, I change, but most of the time, people make me change. But most of the time I'm like, okay, I'll trust somebody until they show me not to trust them, right? So that's kind of like the energy here. Like, just leave it open, leave a blank canvas for people to show you who they are, show you what they're all about. And that garnet is all about like deep, it's a good grounding stone. But so it's like, it reminds me always of a Taurus, because Tauruses are like grounded in love. Like, they find who they want, they get who they want, and then they're like, okay, let's build the foundation together. Let's build a life together. And garnet is all about that. Garnet is about, love for yourself and love for others. Just saying, and even if you say it for a joke, like, I love the divine within you, which I mentioned yesterday I would do all the time when I worked in corporate. But saying that, or just saying I send them love, and that's from the highest point of who you are, the highest point, the greatest, the best person, the best parts of you. That's where that energy is, and that's where it's coming from. So just sending out the vibration of love and seeing what comes back. That doesn't mean you have to engage with people who are toxic. It doesn't mean you have to not stick up for yourself or have boundaries. You always should be sticking up for yourself and defending yourself if someone's coming at you. Protect yourself, but you can be, in general, sending out love and being, if someone's having a bad day and they're grumpy and you're going through a drive-through or whatever, just be like, all right, try to give them a smile, try to encourage them to have a better day. And you got, I'm open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. And abundance isn't not just money, it's abundance in friendships, it's abundance in love, it's abundance in laughter, it's abundance in feeling good, smiling, abundance in harmony. These are all really good things caught up in that word abundance. And then this is such a good idea. So meditation forces you to stay in the here and now. Sending out love forces you to stay in the here and now. And I think it's really interesting because it's, being open-minded but also being grounded. And that seems like the this and that. You can have a this and that with that energy. So being grounded but also being a visionary, getting the giraffe card. So I'm going to put it in front of my face to make sure you can see it. Which says, rise above the earthly matters, glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path, stand tall in your self-worth, and love with a big heart. Okay, you got the raven, which is shaman. You are a creator and a magician. Use these gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with your elemental spirits and glide through the world. Claim your place as the keeper of the master. It's like this tiny, tiny writing. Anyway, you are a powerful, this is the B community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you come in contact with. Be open to receiving blessings. You are a queen of abundance. So again, bees remind me of abundance. Bees are all about the milk and honey. So doing the hard work and reaping the benefits. So everything is energy, right? So everything we send out comes back to us. So if we're sending out love, even in a crazy, chaotic situation, and sending out love to even people you don't really like, it's not saying that you agree with how they are, what they do. It's just sending out good vibration coming back to you. So maybe that helps them get healing and helps them take place. And you may not have anything to do with them again, but it's just making sure that your energy lines are clear. When we're forced to face people that are really just miserable and are trying to make other people miserable, you can get caught up in that, especially if you're having a bad day. But staying in, the meditative space, I just started doing yoga again, and I recommend yoga to absolutely everybody, and I know it's going to help me. It's 90% of my problems will be fixed with yoga, and I just hesitated going. I was hesitating, getting just doing all the things to go there, because I do hot yoga too, so you're sweaty and gross after. Anyway, I went and I'm like, I feel everything I knew I would feel. I feel so much better. My body feels better. I was feeling achy getting up in the morning, and I'm like, this is not okay. And I feel better just doing one hot yoga class. Like, I feel a little bit sore, but I feel really good, like in the morning, getting out of bed. So try to do something that challenges you a little bit. Maybe it's something like that with me with yoga. Is there something you've been putting off, like taking a walk, taking a run, starting a new health kick, starting a new exercise routine? And, you got two cards talking about being the creator. So it's like we create the life around us, right? So many people, even celebrities like Oprah and Louise Hay, who you can look her up. She was really pretty amazing through her entire life. A very huge pioneer in the world with self-healing and understanding your mind, healing your body. But she would say, all of them consistently say, like, once they started to recognize their energy was creating the energy around them, if you're staying and you're worried about somebody or worried about a situation or worried about something, you're going to attract that energy. So going in the space of love and thinking of the big picture, like, I have really big goals and I'm going to redo this house and whatever, I'm going to take this trip, and focusing on that instead of all the little minute little nudgy things. Remember that book a million years ago, Sweating the Small Stuff? So it's that, all the little like nooks and crannies of aggravating things you can focus on during the day. Or, reach out to an old friend, say hi, reach out to, go volunteer at an elderly home or go into a shelter. I love working with elderly. They make me really happy because they don't have any agendas. They're just trying to live the best life, whatever they have long years left. And I just respect it and love them because they're just so cute. Anyway, and the positive people who are positive their whole life are going to be positive elderly people, and people who are negative their whole life are probably going to be negative old people. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So this is really good. It's seeking the truth. The truth is what you're really thinking and what you're attracting to yourself. What are the cycles? What are the circles of energy? What are you attracting into yourself? Okay, and getting the love card, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, attraction. Like you, I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, want to date. So if you're single, this looks like a new romance, and garnet is something that does attract love. If you are in a relationship and have been in a relationship for a long time, this could mean a renewal of your relationship. There's a lot of friends I have that they're retiring and they're going into different businesses or leaving corporate, going into different businesses. I have a friend who's doing it this month. She's changing her whole life, and that's great. And it's going to be a whole new lifestyle for you and your husband. It's a whole new life, and that's where you can say, like, it's like we're meeting today and having this relationship today and making it fun and exciting and flirty and have dates with your spouse. And If you're looking for somebody new, garnets are good for attracting that. I love garnets. Garnet's one of my favorite stones. I have been for a really long time. And it also attracts good friends. It attracts good people in your life. Once I started kind of reconnecting to garnets, I started even making different friendships here. And I really honor my friendships and the people that I find that I can trust, and they're in my safe little circle and that I rely on, and they're just good people. And that does attract that as well. So it's just really good grounding, pure love, not superficial. So hopefully this is fun. There's a lot going on. So just take a big breath and do the exercise with writing stuff out. And tomorrow is supposed to be a challenging day. Like, stuff is going to come up. So today's a great day to really get into that grounding, even set the tone for the rest of the week, saying, okay, like, I'm going to get this out of my head today. So going into tomorrow, I'm ready to face whatever is coming up. And it could just be like somebody comes into your mind that used to aggravate you, or you see somebody, or something comes up in your feelings that you're like, why am I even feeling this? Or you notice you're doing this again. You're doing that, like Marianne Williamson will say in her first Return to Love book in the 90s, okay, God, come in. This is where I mess things up. This is where I mess up the relationship. This is where I overthink. This is where all these things start to happen. Can you come in and get me out of the equation? Help me not mess this up. And I was listening to something this morning, and I was like, wow. It was just, sometimes you just have to have somebody else say it in a different way, that you're like, I'm the self-sabotage in this way that I didn't even think I was doing that. I was thinking it was outside circumstances, but it's really me. And it's, I'm in the midst of purging so much stuff in my house, just getting myself ready for this new life, which involves a lot of different things. But just be open to paying attention to your thoughts and seeing what you're attracting, and using these crystals. And garnets, you don't have to spend a ton of money. They can get expensive. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Agates are pretty cheap. You can find them absolutely anywhere. You probably have some. If you've ever gone to one of those little dig up, $5, get some crystals. And if you want me to try to help you identify some, you can message me down below, and show me. I call everything text. And Moldavite can be really expensive. I'm not a fan of Moldavite. Moldavite's good for the heart chakra. It's this like almost alien stone to me. It gives me headaches sometimes, so I don't really love that. But people love it, and just try to go to, I have people I can recommend for authentic Moldavite dealers. Even though I have a retail store and have crystals, I don't carry Moldavite because I'm not a fan of that crystal. But people really love it, and you have to be really careful about what other crystals you keep near it. But that's a whole other video. Okay, so this is taking a deep breath, going within, being the giraffe, seeing the bigger picture, sending love to them, even if it just makes you laugh. That just raises your vibration. Accepting the here and now, exactly where I am, and this is where you're supposed to be, and feeling all the good feelings where you are now, and letting those good feelings come in. I've been really trying to be conscious of what I'm watching, even on YouTube, and the TV shows I'm watching. And I'm looking at old videos. I'm rewatching old videos from the 80s, which are like my absolute faves. Just keep yourself in this high vibing energy. And watch your words to yourself, like, oh my God, I'm getting old, or oh my God, I'm so stupid, or oh my God, I'm never going to have enough money. Like, oh my God, money comes in and money goes out. Those things create more of that. So just pay attention. If the universe is always saying yes, what are you giving to the universe for them to say yes to? So hopefully this is helpful. This definitely connects to me and a few other people that I know today that I've already talked to. And I look forward to tomorrow's video. Bye.